Hi everyone, and welcome to the Leo 2022 January self-illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot and meaning-based spiritual coaching services. I am Lauren. Hi and welcome, and Happy New Year to everyone. So this reading is meant specifically to help identify challenges that you're currently going through and to help you find the meaning in why you're facing those challenges and what Spirit would like to illuminate for you regarding your path and purpose, and again, finding meaning. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by pulling a card that is going to represent the energy that you are currently sitting with internally. So let's see what all the Leos are working with in the month of January. Now keep in mind, these are general readings. I will pull 3 cards at the end, which will focus on the 3 principles of curiosity, courage, and contemplation, which will help try to bring this very general message into more of a functional usability type message for yourself, to help make it more of a personal, individualized reading. So we have Strength and the 9 of Cups. Oh my goodness, Leo, I love this combination. So we have your card here, which is a card of Leo in the Tarot of Strength, and then the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is about being in a great emotional place, but basically allowing yourself to have that wish, that one last wish of what would make this even better, what would help me feel like I had experienced my ultimate heart's dream and desire. And this is telling you to have the strength to wish it. Beautiful energy. Okay, now we're going to pull a card here to see what is going on in your external environment. We have the King of Pentacles. Now the King of Pentacles is a card that represents basically achieving in the physical world, knowing the value of your time and energy. So what I'm seeing here right now, just right off the bat, is you are currently experiencing a challenge around the sense of emotional fulfillment, kind of up against and versus having to push your physical world to recognize your self-worth, your value, meaning that you are being tested right now to see if you truly know your monetary worth, your worth of time, your worth of skills. So it's a very interesting, it's a play between emotion and the physical representation of that wish in the physical world. And we have the Magician. So the Magician is your kind of overarching energy here. This is your why. This is why you are currently in a situation that is going to be a little challenging, between wanting to make that wish of that kind of being that one step away from your ultimate heart's desire and holding true to that using your internal strength, while also holding your external self and everything in your external environment accountable to seeing and recognizing your self-worth in a tangible way. And this is all so that you can realize you are the Magician. You have the ability within yourself to create for yourself what you want. The Magician is the start of the tarot. Technically, we have the Fool card before, which is the number 0, and the Magician is the number 1. So the Fool is representative of a fresh start, the new cycle beginning, but the Magician is us. This is where we come onto the scene. We are given all of the tools to work with. We are given the cup that is our cup of everlasting unconditional love between us and the divine. We have the Pentacle, which is the seed that we can grow anything in the physical. We have our sword of personal truth, and we have our wand, which is our eternal flame. And we're given all of this. All of these tools are at our disposal, and we're meant to work with them. All of them. We're not meant to go through life just working with one. We're meant to take all of them and figure out what works best for us. And that's really what you're focusing on in the month of January, Leo, is finding out what you need to work with to create for yourself this wish you have. And you're going to find that you're going to be able to kind of, it's almost like the Mary Poppins kind of element here, or the magician that pulls something out of his hat. There's this quality this month that's coming through of you being able to have at your disposal the right tool or the right thing at the right time. So it's really telling you, stay true to your vision and stay true to your self-value, but you're going to have to hold your vision up to the value or vice versa. Hold your value to the vision. So I'm going to pull some additional clarifier cards here for the middle to see really what is coming up in your challenge sector. Ooh, oh my goodness. Okay, right off the bat, lots of movement and energy this month, Leo. So we have the Judgment and the Eight of Wands. And then we have, let's see here. Okay, so then we have Two of Pentacles, the Moon. We have the Star and the Three of Swords. All right, beautiful, beautiful. What I'm seeing right off the bat, this month is starting with a bang, Leo. Judgment. Judgment is the card that is when we are being called to something new. Judgment is that energy where you understand and you hear a calling internally that perhaps no one else can hear or see, but you can. And this is where we start to feel that pull towards either a new job, a new way of living, a new idea, a new identity, a new version of self. Coupled with the Eight of Wands, this is fast movement, fast communication. So what I'm getting here is that a lot of you are making changes based on something either coming through really quickly, maybe faster than you had anticipated, news, that there might be some interesting news that comes through, but either way, it's going to something you've already been sitting with and feeling and knowing that this is going to help kind of speed that along. But it's going to take a little bit of juggling, a little bit of balancing. The Two of Pentacles represents our day-to-day tasks. It represents a little bit of that juggling of like having to do two things at the same time that maybe have equal weight. And moving into that, we have the Moon, the Star, and the Three of Swords. So there's this quality here of the unknown, of can you walk this path on faith? Because the beauty of the Star coming out is that even though with the Moon may be the brightest thing in the sky, so to speak, at night, but the Star is something that is unique to us and that we see and is our guiding point. And the Star for us does not go through a waxing and waning period. It doesn't go dark. The Star is something that is always for us to guide us, even in the kind of murkiest and shadowest and unknowing times in our lives. The Star is always there if we know where to look. So there is this quality here of big change, big transformation, but more importantly, because I'm seeing here that you're being asked to kind of hold true to this heart's fulfillment, this heart's desire, and you're being asked to also step up into holding your external world accountable for recognizing your value, that as you're going through what was looking to prove to be a very busy, very change-filled month for you, that you need to keep your eye on the Star, on your why. Why ultimately are you choosing to do the things you do day to day? And with the Three of Swords coming up here, there's this quality of understanding and releasing the wounds of the past, releasing the stories that we kind of tell over and over in our heads of when something didn't go right, of when we were hurt before, of when that boss told us we weren't the best, or that partner broke up with us. And that to realize once you face and release those, the star shines brightly. And if you can keep focused on your why as you move through this very busy, challenging month, that why, the more you clarify the why for yourself and the release of the, I wouldn't say ghosts of the past, but the release of the wounds that you keep reliving in your mental space. That's when you can fully step into owning your own power, of taking your own internal personal power and understanding what value that actually has in the physical world and staying true to that. So this could be something where perhaps you're getting a new job offer and it's kind of unknown. You don't know what this is going to look like. It kind of came out of the blue, but you know you've been feeling you wanted this change. Well, now it's time to think about it. Is this new job offer actually upholding your why? And is it ultimately also going to be paying you enough? Are they recognizing how much you're worth? Are you holding them accountable? Are you perhaps negotiating the contract? Or maybe there are multiple options. The Two of Pentacles can denote a choice, that you might have a couple different choices. And so this is really telling you that the reason why these challenges are coming in is to establish your why and to help you better establish your worth and being able to stand firm behind that in your external environment. And it's all so that you can remember that you are the magician, that you have that magic hat you can pull anything out of. So if you need to make a decision, you can come back to self and think, okay, what can I rely on that I can kind of pull out of my hat to help make this decision? Or if I have to think quickly on my feet and I have to take quick action, what can I pull out of my bag of experience to help me navigate that? All right, now we're gonna pull a card here for the concept of curiosity. And this is where we are going to help bring this very general reading into asking yourself questions to bring awareness to yourself and your own personal experience in the month of January, so that you can help really make this message as you start to answer these questions more individualized for you. That's what self-illumination is all about. It's about illuminating and bringing awareness to yourself and your experience so that you don't just go through life letting the days and the hours and the minutes all just tick by. You're living it to the fullest because Spirit has an ultimate purpose and a plan for you. Now we can all choose to step up into that, or we can just go as far as we can. And that's our own personal choice. That's free will. But wouldn't it all be great if we all wanted to go to that ultimate potential? Ooh, that's too many. Let's see if we can get a few. So pulling a card here for curiosity. Curiosity is going to be where we ask ourselves a question, where we're going to be curious about this topic throughout the month, because this, by staying open to this, the energy around this card that's going to come up, is going to help you see something that perhaps you didn't see before. Okay, that is, well, I guess I'll take them. It's a lot of cards, but it seems like Spirit really wants to talk to you right now. So we have financial constraints, number 13. We have yin yang, number 22. We have 3, which is blossoming abundance. And we have strategy, which is number 21, which is interesting. So you have 2 4s, you have 13 and 22. So in numerology, 13, 1 plus 3 equals 4, 2 plus 2 equals 4, and then you have the number 3 and you have the number 21, 2 plus 1 equals 3. So you have 2 4s and 2 3s. Very interesting. Showing you that there are different ways to get to the same thing. So financial constraints. You may feel right now that you are constrained by perhaps a challenge that's coming in. But what yin and yang is saying is balance. Balance in everything. That what you see here is one side of the door open where it looks like there's nothing. It's empty, there's cobwebs. What you don't see on the other side of the part that's closed is what's behind that door. So when you think about it, you may be only looking at something from one angle. And what Spirit's asking you to be curious about is perhaps what you're missing on the other half of this, whether there's some other aspect that needs to be brought into balance, whether this is working with a partner to help as you are navigating this really fast change and forward movement, or whether this is bringing an aspect of yourself into alignment. Maybe you're trying to do too many things at one time and you need to open the other side of the door to see maybe what can be released or what might be taking more of your time. Or maybe where you feel you are tight and constrained, trying to look at it from the other side of, well, where are you actually abundant? And bring that into balance. Bring the thoughts of, I may be strapped here, but I am so abundant here. And to stay open and curious to that. What is something that perhaps you're not seeing that needs to be brought into alignment and balance? And then we have blossoming abundance and strategy. Beautiful, both number 3. So the second message to be curious about is really where there's something that's coming into your life right now that is building the blossoming abundance, but where perhaps do you need to build a strategy first? Meaning, if you're starting something new, what is the strategy behind that? When we think about having our ultimate heart's desire, a wish, well, what can we do to achieve that? Yes, we can put the wish out there, but this is all about bringing meaning back to reminding you you're the magician in your own life, meaning you have the power to create in your own life for what you want for yourself. And you have all of this experience to draw on that is unique to you to help you in facing your unique challenge. And what is that? And in order to start really bringing in this blossoming abundance, this heart's desire you're being asked to hold faithful to, what's a strategy that, and you can try out many different strategies. This could be a month of just kind of trying to figure out what works with all the changes that's going on. But ultimately realizing that, and I like the number 21 because it shows working together, the number 2 along with the number 1, meaning yourself. So there's this duality of togetherness and individuality. But together they create the number 3, which is the number for me of divinity. It's the number of the divine design of God, of greeting the world with a childlike optimism. And so there's this element here of maybe bringing all of that in, of understanding what's the strategy to work with others as much as who you are individually, keeping true to yourself, but also kind of coming forward from this place of childlike exuberance as well. All right, so now I'm going to pull one card for the concept of courage. And this is really going to be where you kind of keep in mind as you are having and maintaining the courage to keep taking action on your own behalf and to keep taking action from a place of awareness throughout the month of January, what you need to know, what you need to keep in mind, that each and every time you go to take action, what do you need to surrender? So surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, and I love how this ties directly to the magician. Even in the mundane aspects of life, remember that you are a magical being from a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. Beautiful. There is this quality here when we're thinking about having the courage to take action on our own behalf, remembering we're the magician, remembering the magic within you, and equating that to tangible value in the external world. That every time you start to maybe doubt yourself or start to feel like you want to sell yourself short, this is here to remind you that before you take that next step or take that next action, remind yourself of the magic that lies within you, of all that you have endured, of all that you're capable of, and that you are truly unique and special in your own way. And there's only one of you. You are a singularity, each and every one of you, and each and every one of us, myself included, we're all singularities. And so keep that in mind each time you start to maybe lack the courage to hold faithful to your hope and dream, holding faithful to your why. And each time you might want to not hold true to the value you know you're worth in the tangible world, that you remember your magic and you remember, no, I'm the one and only. I know my worth, and I'm going to hold true to that, because that is what Spirit's asking you to do here. All right, we're going to pull one last card for the concept of contemplation, and this is going to be where you get the chance to really keep in mind throughout the month, when you're looking kind of at the end of your days or during meditation, if you have a meditation practice, which I would highly recommend for anybody and everybody, that this is something to keep in mind, that as you start to maybe drift off at the end of the night, at the end of the day, as you're going to sleep and you're thinking about what's happened throughout the day, to keep this topic in mind. Oh, I love this card, Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Now, whether you're a man or a woman or whatever energy you choose to identify with, this lines up perfectly with Judgment. Have you answered your deepest calling? There's something within you that has changed, that has led to this feeling of a deep wish wanting to be manifested and fulfilled. And as you contemplate on your actions and the results of your actions and what you're seeing kind of happen to yourself throughout the month of January, keep this in mind. You are a warrior. You're given your sword of truth. Again, one of those things you're gifted with from the divine. And that sword of truth is meant to be used to help you both be successful in your self-expression of that truth, but also in how you are able to handle your deepest calling. So if you have been called up and you feel this pull towards the new, keep in mind, are you going as deep as you can to help fulfill that? Are you going as far as you can, keeping an eye on your star, on your why? Or is there more that you can do? Is there more that you can tap into your Leo strength that is so wonderful and heart-centered? Can you tap into that even more to get further into that calling of yours? And then to really hold the external world accountable for recognizing that value. Now, this could look like you starting your own business and realizing you have to charge a premium price for your product, or signing on to a new place of work and realizing that, again, you can negotiate the contract, or maybe you are looking to pursue something totally different. Maybe you want to travel the world and write a blog about the people you meet. But in order to do that, whatever it is, you have to recognize the value. So whether that's holding people accountable to the level of people that you're interacting with, that they understand and are aware and are appreciative of you choosing to share their story. There's all kinds of ways that we can give over our power or not recognize our own value. And we can do that oftentimes in a way that is detrimental to our own hope and dream, meaning perhaps we want to be recognized in some way for the work that we're doing, and yet we don't hold others accountable for recognizing that in a tangible way. And so we ultimately never fulfill our dream because we're too afraid to either be seen or ask for the credit or ask for the opportunity to take on the new project or ask for that pay raise. And this is saying, ask for it, because you can be the King of Pentacles. You are the magician. You have everything at your disposal. Now, it's kind of like asking you to step up into it and own it. Have you answered your deepest calling? Do you understand your own magic? So it's going to be a very busy but powerful month for you, Leo, in that this is meant for you to, as much as you're probably going to be physically exhausted from all that's going on, it's also meant for you to really dig deep, and in those times, those quiet moments alone, to really sit and think about yourself and your own magic and what perhaps have been kind of too afraid to to bring out, to allow others to see, to allow recognition of and for. All right, Leah, I hope this has been a great reading for you, an illuminating reading. If you'd like to go deeper and see more about what you what you specifically are being asked to look at by Spirit to help see for yourself specifically what is your meaning and your purpose and your highest potential, you can click on the link below to visit my website where you can book a personal reading or a one-on-one coaching session with me. I hope you all have a wonderful January. I will see you again in February. Bye.